Hey everybody, AcedTyler here, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In this episode, we're going to be finishing up the rest of our post-world cleanup, and we are back here in the Olympus Coliseum because there is a new tournament going on, the Pegasus Cup. Before we do that, though, I went ahead and wanted to do those other modes in the Phil Cup. There's actually two other modes. There's one where Sora will go in and enter and do the competition by himself, and then the other one's Time Attack. We'll have Sora, Donald, and Goofy to do these matches in a limited time for about, like, I would say 3 minutes, I believe, because I actually cut those parts out. Because, you know, since we already did the main part of these tournaments, and so I figured, no, probably don't really need to show this off. And so, after you clear both of those, you actually get some new abilities. Sora learns Combo Plus for his solo matches. And then, for the Time Attack, we learn Tech Boost. Unfortunately, though, we haven't really gotten any, we don't have any more AP for this. But yeah, I want to go ahead and get those out of the way, not only for the sake of getting some more experience, but also for the sake of unlocking those abilities, because I actually completely forgot that they could unlock those abilities. I did play this game off-screen or without any of the recording equipment plugged in, and so I figured I'd just go ahead and get those out of the way. But it turns out you actually do unlock those abilities, and I forgot you could ever do that. So I actually had to say, oh, you know, this is actually something I had to show off. And as a matter of fact, very ironically enough, that was how I was having trouble trying to get this recording equipment to work, or just having all this connected to my Hauppauge. And so that was how I had to look at the video guide, and then that was when I realized I can actually just change the screen resolution settings on my main PS3 menu. And so, yes, it was actually thanks to this whole thing, this kind of discovery, or this or the fact that I actually decided to do all those off screen, that I somehow managed to make the videos look so much better than previously. Where now it looks a lot more HD. It's one of the most ironic things I could ever do. It's actually hilarious now that I think about it. How I do this little stunt there, or actually I just you know, just doing this by myself, and then that's how I discovered I actually just change all the settings here, and then now it's thanks to this right here that I somehow miraculously made the videos look so much better than previous episodes, and why it looks so much more HD and much more cleaner and brighter this time. So yeah, with that said, that's why I had to show those off, because you know, that's how you get those abilities. But yeah, I just had to get those out of the way, because you know, just for the sake of more XP, because I needed more experience for one thing. And I actually needed, and it's actually best recommended to do those after you clear to the worlds. Like, don't do those like just soon after you unlock the cup and then beat that one, because I kind of do those like with Sora especially. You wouldn't have Donald and Goofy to support you or anything like that, and also it's a lot harder to deal with. Like, if you're kind of under level at the moment, and so it would be a lot more difficult to deal with. And in Time Attack mode, if you're also under level, then you wouldn't be able to get done with all those in time, and so the timer would run out very easily, even though it's just about like 3 minutes long. So I would recommend that you just wait till much later on to actually do those modes. So anyways, so here we are in the Pegasus Cup, and you can see that the whole tournament is it's darker now. It's like some kind of dark and sinister kind of sky, and that's actually very fitting, because it actually makes things a lot more intense, I would say, because this is actually where things get a little harder with the Heartless, or some kind of new Heartless you have to fight, and also the last challenge that guys, can I just tell you this one thing? I took so many attempts for this, like, so many fucking attempts for all this, because like, even though I actually I managed to do just fine having to do those rounds with the Heartless, but it's actually the final round that got me the most, and for that reason, which I will explain a little later. Well, I mean, once we get to that kind of round. But I will say this kind of cup here is very difficult, mainly because, particularly the rounds where you're having to fight, well, not just with the large bodies, but the Fat Bandits. Yes, the Fat Bandits are without a doubt the most pain-in-the-ass things to have to deal with in these tournaments. Mainly because, well, you know, this is actually where I would recommend using the gravity, although I'm actually kind of making my magic meter deplete much more easily. Because using the gravity against the Fat Bandits makes things so much makes things so much easier. But, well, because, you know, they'll just cut their HP in half. But when you have a bunch of those fat bandits, and because of their range of fire-based attacks, where they'll shoot or spit out the fireballs, or they'll just refire at you, they are the most pain in the ass to deal with, and you really want to be careful with those. And especially in the one round where you'll be fighting the large large bodies and the fat bandits. And so, here we have some new Heartless. Actually, some new variations of the mushrooms. These are called the poison mushrooms. All right, wait, no, actually, no, I'm saying poison mushrooms. Well, they are poisonous, but I'm thinking of, like, the Mario series. But those are called the black fungus. Unlike all the other white mushroom Heartless or the other or those other kind of variations, those kinds of Heartless are actually very hostile. They will try to attack you, and so you actually have to kill them. And despite their little HP they have here, they are very high in defense. And they can also be annoying to deal with. And they will actually turn to their iron kind of statue-like state there. And then when that happens, you can't attack them for shit at all. They are completely immune to your attacks, as you can see here. As you see Goofy trying to attack them, and then has no effect whatsoever, despite how he keeps trying somehow. I guess he's just that determined. And also because he's Goofy. But yeah, whenever those black funguses or black fungi rather, if it's a plural form, they are completely immune to your attacks, and so you can only attack them once they go back to their normal state. Not only that though, but they will also spew out the poison gas at you, and you want to be careful with that though, because if you get hit by those, then Sora will get the poison status, and then that's how and they can actually drain your health. So that's what you want to watch out for too. And yes, I know I'm actually having to abuse the cure spell a lot because, well, mainly because of how difficult it is, and well, this kind of challenge is. And you know, I keep getting hit a lot, and so I'm gonna have to keep on using abusing the cure spell because you know I just don't want to die in this one. Oh, and this round right here, this is actually the most pain in the ass part because we have large bodies and fat bandits. Oh, God, you really want to be careful with those folks, especially the fat bandits, because of their large array of attacks. And, you know, and as you already know with those kinds of Heartless, where, you know, their bellies are absolutely defensive. And so they're only weak points behind the backs. And, you know, if you try to attack the fat bandits, and as they try to refire, they'll actually turn around in a complete 180-degree angle right at you, just so that way they can actually attack you and refire at you. That is the one thing I really hate about dealing with the fat bandits. And also the thing with the large body is that while they're going to their berserker mode with their animations, they're immune to those attacks. So you can only use your fire magic against it, or any other kind of magic against them too. So that's how they can actually that's how you can actually defeat them while they're doing that kind of animation. And so that's that done and over with. And so I believe we are down to the last round. Yes, this is it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually where you get to fight Leon and Yuffie. God. Damn. This is the one part. This is actually the only round that I had to take so many attempts because I get killed so much easily, having to do so many of those. And so, because of that, I had to just keep going back over and over again, and that's the reason why you'll see later on that I've actually managed to reach a layer level. But let me go ahead and get this round out of the way. So, when you're going up against Leon and Yuffie in this round, here's what you want to do first. Make sure, and I emphasize, make sure you go after Yuffie first. And the reason being, well, two reasons actually. She will throw these ninja stars at you, which you can actually deflect back, and to that way there you get tech points because, God forbid, if you have to deal with her range attacks. Not only that though, but Yuffie, I kid you not, has the ability to heal not only herself, but also Leon as well, should you go after Leon first. And that is, without a doubt, the most pain in the ass thing about this round. So, yes. As for, what I'll say is, without a doubt, the golden rule for RPG games in general, go after the healers first. Yeah, you make sure you attack the healers first, and then do the other target, or the other enemy. And this round here is no exception, because of the fact that Yuffie will heal. And the only way to actually see how she does that is that she'll do this animation where she's like, raising her hands up, and then I think she says one kind of line. I forgot exactly what she says, but yeah. Well, if you see the animation where she raises her arms up, that's when she does her healing magic. So that's where you want to make sure to actually go and attack her before she ever does that kind of ability. But yeah, for this round, always go after Yuffie first, and then once she's down, then you can go after Leon. Now, Leon, on the other hand, even though I was always doing that kind of strategy, even those attempts here, but I still got my ass kicked by Leon. Leon is also another bigger problem because he will also try to go after you as you're trying to attack Yuffie, and then he'll use his range attack as well with his sword to actually try to get the upper hand on you. And you know, and it's not only with the ninja star that I got hit with, but also with the sword from Leon's sword that I got hit with, and I kept dying so many times, and so I had to go back and do this whole cup all over again. Ugh, guys, you had no idea how much of a struggle it was to have to do so many of those attempts and so much recordings that I had to do with this one. You have no idea how much I had to go through with this. But also, as you can see here, Leon also managed to crystallize his sword, and so because of that, his sword is a lot longer, and that means he has a much wider range of attacks, and that's what you want to be careful for. Don't even go near that sword. That's why I'm actually going around in circles. That's actually the kind of strategy I might as well go for. What I'm doing is I'm going around in circles while he's trying to get closer to me and then swipe the sword. What I'm actually doing, and probably best to do so as well, is that, and yeah, there we go. Now he's down, and sword level is with him max AP. But what you want to do is that when he has his sword crystallized, is that he'll actually try to run over to you, and then he'll jump up, and then he'll do his ground swipe right at you. And so when he does that, that's when we want to avoid it at all costs and use a dodge roll, so that way he'll do that kind of attack. And then once he does that, he'll kind of get stunned for a little bit. Well, I mean, he'll actually try to pick a sword back up, and that'll be a chance to attack him. So that's when you want to just go in and attack him right there. Now, thankfully, since I had the stun impact ability on me, then I was able to use that to stun both Yuffie and Leon. So that way they'll give me a chance to attack those two themselves. So that was the kind of strategy I had to go for. But goddamn, while I was doing that, my anxiety was going up so much. I was like, oh shit, I really gotta win this. I was like so worried that that I was gonna fail at this. So I had to really be careful. I was kind of paying there, and I mean, I don't really have the reaction record on me, but you can just imagine my general reaction when I finally got this cup done. I was like, yes, thank God. That was such a struggle. But with that, we now have acquired the trophy for the Pegasus Cup. That's all done, and so I'm gonna go back later once I've gotten stronger to do the other modes, like the solo mode and the time attack mode. Also, as you can see here on these scoreboards, you can actually see the results of your matches from those cups. So we have the ones for the Phil Cup and the Pegasus Cup. So I figured just go ahead and you just see right over there. But now that's done and over with, and God, that was so much that I had to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this game, I really do, and I really am glad. I mean, I really am enjoying myself with doing this, doing this Let's Play here. But that's the whole struggle of doing Let's Plays of these. If just having to do all this here, and that's just the scope of Let's Play. And also, for what you can see on the menu, you can see the Sora's level stats here, which you already saw, you'll see in a minute. Yes, I think what you saw there, I've actually managed to reach level 32, because, like, before I actually got to the Pegasus Cup, I was at level 28, or Sora was at level 28, and I can see that Sora is now at level 32. That was how long it took for me to actually get this recording done, and so that was because I had to go back constantly to get this, and that was how I actually managed to have Sora to level up to 32. Because, goddamn, that was a lot I had to deal with. Ugh. That was how long it took for me, because it was only, I mean, the other rounds for the Pegasus Cup I was actually fine with. I mean, except for the part that I had to deal with those large bodies and fat bandits altogether, but I still managed to succeed at that too. But it's just that round in particular with Leon and Yuffie that I struggle with the most. Even though I was going for the strategy where I was going after Yuffie first, but... Well, it was mainly because Leon was always going after me. So that was how long it took for me to get that done. But that's over with, and so, yeah, like I said, I'll just do those other rounds, just not now, just later on after I've gotten stronger. Alright, and so we are back in Agrabah, and now that we have the high jump ability, that means we can actually reach up to places we couldn't have reached before, because like I said, as I've stated the first time we visited Agrabah, is that there are treasure chests that that we can't really reach at the moment, so we had to wait till we got the high jump. Well, now that we got the high jump ability from Monstro, so then that's where we can actually go and do some more backtracking to get the chests that we couldn't get, because there's going to be some Dalmatians and other stuff that that we're definitely going to be needing to get, because considering for this for the sake of this Let's Play, I'm going to have to get every single one of the Dalmatian puppies that are just hidden. So yeah, so because of the high jump that we got, so that's where we'll be doing some backtracking. So we're not only the Cave of Wonders, but also in the town of Agrabah itself. And you can actually see here that the video itself is 26 minutes long, because you know, like I said, folks, I actually did have the last episode and this episode recorded all together. But yeah, the video itself ended, well, actually, the video itself, to be more accurate, ended up being 46 minutes long. And so, you know, just having to combine those two together, and so I figure, you know, that's going to be way too long of an episode, like almost an hour. So, so I actually figure I just go ahead and just split the whole video into 2 episodes, because I didn't really want to wait. It'd be an absolute waste of time just having to be way too long. It would just drag on so much. And so this video itself, actually, this episode itself is already long as it is, so it wouldn't be really necessary to have to do those two together. And I wanted to make sure that I actually collected all the other puppies. There's only 9 left in Agrabah. But yeah, that's actually where, if you look up Jiminy's journal, you can actually just see however many puppies that you have left to collect. So yeah, so if you want to see how much, or actually same thing with the Trinities as well. So yeah, if you want to know how much Trinities you have left, then well, actually, it only say how much you have left just by the color, but not by the world itself. But it's only for the puppies that you'll see how much you have left for the world, or in each world that they're hidden in. Man, I have not much else to say though, because yeah, because like, I was already at so much of a loss of words for how much I had to rant so much with the amount of attempts I had to do with the Coliseum match, or this cup in particular. But now we are in this little hidden room right here, and so the only way to get to those chests here, because as you might have already guessed, that's where the Dalmatians are. So let's go and summon this chest here. And while we see Aladdin and Goofy jumping for joy because of the fact that I found those Dalmatian puppies in those chests. But yeah, so as long as you have the high jump ability, and so that's how you can actually just well, you want to make sure that you call for well, you have Aladdin with you in for your party, so that way there you can have a Boo to touch the well, touch the forbidden treasure. But thankfully that doesn't really anger the Cave of Wonders. It's actually just get us all killed and get us trapped inside here for all eternity. But yeah, that's actually what we have to do. Make sure you have Aladdin with you, and then since we have the high jump ability, then we actually just jump up to where that corridor is. And so if you so touch that ruby that we see there, then that's how the door opens up. So you get those at the chests. But just as long as you have the high jumps, that way you'll be able to access it. And then now we have those puppies that are found, or those Dalmatians. And so a couple more things, or a couple more chests that we can collect, also with the high jump ability. So now I would actually recommend that. Well, maybe not though, because I think there is one more ability, but I think it's actually best to actually go over this one for now, because this will actually take some precision platforming. Well, especially with that one statue up on the wall there. So so that's actually what I want to make sure to do, is that as you go along with having to use the high jump, you do want to be careful as you go along with jumping up on that platform, or just be careful of the platforming, because mainly because of how finicky the platforming can get in this game. So yeah, that's what you want to do is just make sure that you're just directly onto the platform. Just at least with well, I don't even know. Well, I think it looks like that. Let me just see here, because I was trying to think that Sora might just have some sort of a drop shadow, but yeah, it doesn't really look. I mean, you actually do see a shadow there, but it's actually really hard to make out because of how well it's almost looking a little transparent. Yeah, you can see it right there, but it's actually kind of hard to make out of, like just seeing this or seeing an actual drop shadow, especially when it comes to the platforming in this game. But I just have to be careful with that, and so I just had to just just see exactly where I'm going when it came to the platforming. And yeah, I'm actually cutting all this off here, well, with the Heartless battles because well, I've already shown those off anyway, but I didn't really want to have it to just keep this video dragging on with having to fight off all the Heartless, because we've already seen this a bunch of times, well, especially with our first visit, so we don't really need to worry about that. We're mainly just here just to do the cleanup and just do the backtracking for the chest that we have yet to get. All right, so this chest up here is a little higher up in the platform, and for a bit of a spoiler here, folks, is that there is an ability where you can actually glide over to those platforms, but there is actually a way you can actually get this chest earlier in the game. You actually do this kind of effort here. What you can do is that you can see this very conveniently placed barrel, because like I didn't think it was going to be possible. I was actually looking around because I thought I was going to go back, and then until I saw, I actually just noticed that barrel that was right there, which is very, very super convenient. That just so happened to be there. So what you can do is that you can actually just take this barrel and you can actually make a platform out of it, or just get some higher footing. Right there. So what you gotta do is that you do want to be careful though, because you want to make sure that well, you actually do want to make sure not to hit Goofy or Aladdin, which actually would have been funny if you asked me. Just just accidentally hit in there, because if you do, then the barrel will actually break, and so yeah, you probably have to go back and have the barrel to respawn. And make sure you don't throw the barrel. Well, just be careful not to throw the barrel either, especially up against the wall, because that will break as well. But the way to actually to put the barrel down is that if you, I think if you press the circle button, then Sora will just put the barrel down. And so if you actually get close enough to where that platform is, then you just put the barrel down to where it's close enough to the platform, and then you just stay on top of it, and then you jump up to that platform. And then that's actually the way to be able to reach that platform there. And then so we got some more Dalmatian puppies. So that's actually what you can do. This little trick they can do with using the barrel to your advantage and just making a platform out of it. Just so that we're there if you actually just want to just get the Dalmatian puppies right away instead of having to wait till later, then that's actually what you can do. It's a little trick to show off there, and kind of a neat trick if I do say so myself. All right, so now we're back in the town of Agrabah, and yeah, more Heartless to kill, of course. I'm actually trying to like just do a bit of editing, because I didn't really want to waste anybody's time with having to kill the Heartless and then having to fall down, or especially with those air soldiers, because of how there's like little space on these areas. And so as you're fighting the Heartless, Sora will very easily fall down, because as you can see here, well, actually I'm already recharged right there, but I mean, I know I could have used the magic, or my magic against the Heartless, but I was already out of magic. Well, I mean, I did have ethers though, but I guess either I forgot or I was just too lazy to have to go ahead and equip those. Actually, as a matter of fact, I do want to show this off here. As you can see, I actually did equip this new ability called the Sonic Blade. And what that does is that if you see the reaction command, if you press that, then Sora will actually do this, will actually just, zip forward, or just zip forward and backwards, or back and forth. And if you keep pressing the triangle button constantly, then the Sora will do this kind of attack continuously until it runs out. And it's actually it's a real fun kind of attack to use, or this new kind of ability, especially with some certain bosses, especially the difficult bosses they can do. And also, that is actually I say triangle button for this as well, because or for the reaction command, because if you're playing a vanilla Cage 1, you would have to manually get to the abilities command, and then you see where the strike rate is, and that's how you activate it. And so, like, you just have to use the control pad to select stuff from the command menu, and then and then just having to select it from there. And that's actually one kind of a pain in the ass, where you just have to stop yourself there as you're fighting the Heartless, and then just having to go to the and just having to search up in the command menu and just kind of risk getting attacked in the process as well. So that's actually one of the most annoying things about Vanilla Cage 1 that you had to do. One thing that honestly didn't really age well. But since it's in Final Mix, however, since they actually thankfully implemented the reaction commands into this version, that means that the Sonic Blade ability will actually be mapped to the triangle button, or the reaction command itself. So there, once it appears, then you actually just press the triangle button and just do that constantly, and just press the triangle button. That's one thing I am so thankful for Final Mix in here, that they actually implemented that. Because well, just the fact that they actually brought over the reaction commands for this game. Since, like I said from beforehand, reaction commands was a thing that was introduced in Kingdom Hearts 2. But with Final Mix, well, I'm not quite sure if unless it was unless they actually did have that in the original Final Mix that was released right after Vanilla 1. Well, way back then when only the Japanese audience ever or Japanese players ever got their hands on that, but we didn't get those at the time. So I'm not sure if it was in that kind of game, or they implemented that in 1.5 HD remix for this game's Final Mix. But if that's the case, then I am so glad they did that, because that really makes things so much easier for me, especially with combat. So I'm so thankful that Final Mix actually, or this version actually, managed to just implement that, or the reaction commands in general with that. So anyway, so that should be it, and that should be all for the post-world cleanup. So next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts, we are going to do some more story progression by going to our next Disney World. So until next time, see you guys later.